Purdue 97, Akron 79. Fun game in Mackey Arena. A game where a lot of firsts happened. First and what's that?
Oh, that wasn't a Caleb pun?
No, we're long past the Caleb First Days cart.
See, that's the thing. Everyone wants to just get rid of him, act like he wasn't here, act like he's not saving lives, acting like this isn't the first time of year, by the way. This is when we started getting our elf content, by the way, but everyone just wants to erase him from history.
Well, I think Jack Benter needs some new hobbies right now, so hopefully we can get him involved. Okay, now let's go to actual like nice good things that happened without just pivoting to Caleb first.
Okay.
First and foremost, Matt Painter 500th win. Let's give an appropriate round of applause to CMP, Coach Matt Painter. Amazing. We are going to ask Braden and special guest Omer Meyer on the Running Point podcast this week about what makes Matt Painter special. But it was very cool to hear his thoughts on this accolade, this achievement. And as always, Paint gave all the credit to his players. So we'll have a breakout video on the channel where we discuss specifically that achievement and some of Painter's thoughts afterwards. But that was kind of the moment of this game was, 18-point win over Akron. Matt Painter's 500th win. Very cool to be in attendance for that for anyone who was there. Also, first time in 20 years that two Purdue players had at least 14 rebounds in a game. Oscar Clough and Trey Kaufman-Renn were each able to do that. TKR led the way with 15 rebounds in this game, 7 offensive boards. It looks like the rebounding is here to stay. And then last but certainly not least, in terms of firsts, first time in 20 years that 5 Purdue players in the same game had 14 or more points. It was Braden, Fletcher, TKR, Clough, and Omer Meyer with an early career high 14 points off the bench. This was a feel good win over a non cupcake opponent. Don't forget, Akron is no slouch. The 78th best team in the country per KenPom. Purdue made light work of the Zips in this game. You could say they zipped them up. What'd you think?
Yeah, I look, I think that, you know, I do want to give credit to Purdue for playing this game, playing an Akron team. And honestly, looking at it, if I'm Akron, like I kind of did what I could. You know what I'm saying? I hit 13 threes in this basketball game, right? Like I was able to put up 80, almost 80 points. Could have been better from 2 point range probably, but at the same time, I hit 13 threes and shot 40% from three. That's kind of what you got to do if you want to be able to beat a team like Purdue and beat a team of that caliber. But unfortunately, college basketball might be in trouble because I think we have a rebrand happening in front of our eyes, Gregory, and I'd like to coin something, and I hope that it sticks. Can I have the floor for 7 more seconds?
Take the floor, my friend.
It's now Trey Kaufman rebound. It's Trey Kaufman rebound, and I'd like to actually take the Ren off the back of the jersey and just make it Trey Kaufman rebound.
I'll allow it, I think. I wish it like was more, I don't know. I wish it was more alliterative.
What's that mean?
Alliteration.
It's not even changed. You can still keep the TKR. It's just Trey Kaufman rebound.
Yeah, but like rebound and Ren don't really
What
resonate to me.
what about Trey Kaufman Ren bounds?
Trey, yeah, we'll work on this, but
Like Angel Reese has me bounds, and then Trey Kaufman Ren has Ren bounds.
I'm going to allow this for now.
Yes.
Carry on.
Okay, moving forward. Yeah, 2 straight games of TKR being really good on the glass. Also, Oscar Clough seems to be getting comfortable as well. I feel like that's really good to see after the first couple games where he was kind of struggling on the glass and struggling to finish a little bit. He was very efficient in this game. Also, get on that rim, Oscar. I saw you, brother. I did see you up there. Get on that rim a couple times. Did not know he had that. But yeah, I think a business-like approach from Purdue, almost touching a hundo in this game, looking like one of the better offenses in the country, and kind of taking care of business. I think they played the hits in this one, almost 40% from three, 52% from the field as well. Braden, 10 rebounds to 3 turnovers. Omer Meyer, by the way, I know you mentioned that he touched in double figures. He also chipped in 6 assists and 4 rebounds in this basketball game as well. In
Yeah,
23 minutes, a coming out party of sorts for him. But yeah, I think 2 straight games. You have domination on the glass from Purdue, which is what you want to see, no matter who the opponent, too, by the way. I understand that it is Akron and they are a really good team, but they are not necessarily a team that's like, oh, yeah, rebounding on the glass or anything like that. But this is what it should look like when you have the front court that Purdue has and what they should do against other teams on the glass. It should look a lot like what TKR and Oscar Clough were able to do in this game.
Yeah, the one thing I just want to say, I don't think it's easy to I don't know, to make a team like Akron look that limited at times. And give Akron credit, they battled, right? They hung around in this game. Ultimately, it was under 20. They won the final 10 minutes. They did not go away. This could have been a 35-point loss. I think at one point Purdue led by 26 with 5 minutes left, right? In the end, the
Mhm.
final score looked more respectable, I think, than the game was. It is not easy to make a top 100 opponent. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what your name is, what your logo is, who your players are. It's not easy to make a top 100 opponent look that limited. And Purdue made them look extremely limited. You could have just flipped this game on and watched 10 minutes of it, and I think you would have thought Akron was Army, who Duke just disposed of and beat by 40. Like, I just, it's a credit to how much Purdue knew the assignment here and showed up ready to play. Reminder, too, in terms of spot, this was coming off of the emotional victory over Bama. Okay, you get home at like 1 a.m. Friday morning. You've got 2 days in your home on campus, right? Before a sleepy Sunday night game against a mid-major opponent, before you go to the Bahamas.
Mm.
It would have been really, really easy to just come out flat. And they did anything but come out flat in this game. And it starts and ends with Trey Kaufman-Renn. Trey Kaufman rebound, man. We spent much of the last recap praising him, deservedly so. And I framed it through a lens very much of like, what an accomplishment. That's the best game of his career. Make sure he gets credit. It dawned on me in this game as he was doing the same things, 7 more offensive rebounds, 15 total rebounds in a game where Purdue out rebounded them 45 to 26. The twist here might be from away from wow, what a great performance TKR to wow, how good is this team if TKR does this every night?
Yeah.
And that was not what I was ready to talk about in Bama. Because respectfully, coming off the Bama game, I was like, that was amazing. I doubt TKR is going to play that way again. He just carried over that Bama performance into this game. And Akron's not Bama. These are both two teams that I think frontcourt wise TKR has been able to have success against. But like, these are the best two rebounding games of his career, bar none. And I don't know if it is just that Clough is alongside him. I don't know if it is, people in the YouTube comments have been trying to say, well, it's just that he's back at the four. Let's make this extremely clear. There are numbers that quantitate how he's performed as a rebounder at the four and the five. In 2024, when he was next to Zach Edey, his rebounding rates, both offensively and defensively, were identical percentage wise to what they were last year. Like
Mm.
he's been an 11% offensive rebounder and a 15% defensive rebounder for 2 seasons at 2 different positions with 2 different groups of personnel. This year he's up to 28% offensive rebounding rate. That's up 17% from either of the last 2 years. Defensive, he's up 9% to 24%, up 9% from the last 2 years. It's a different guy. It's a different level of production. Do you have it figured out for me?
So I just want to add to that. I think to me, it's taken away from the steps that TKR is taking.
Yeah.
To me, it's giving credit to the fact that he's at the four now. And look, I don't got to say it on every video. Everyone knows, how I talk about what TKR did last season and some of the parts of his game. To me, it's not giving that guy credit for his approach to the glass. It's, oh, he just switched he's just playing next to another five. That's all that is. No, this is like he has a different look in his eye, a different approach to rebounding so far in these last 2 games I've seen. So like I don't want to take away credit from TKR in this. And I feel like when you just talk about, to your point, oh, it's just him playing next to this five, that's taken away from him doing what he's doing right now. And it should be giving credit to TKR for his mindset and his approach.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. And look, I do think there is something to be said. I'm not saying those people don't have like personnel based reasoning that is applying here. But even if it is like due to a position or someone alongside him, it's still just a better performance, better output, better production from TKR on the glass than we have ever seen at any point in his career, at any position, no matter who's playing with him. Will it hold? If it does, I think Purdue's the best team in the country. Like they have basically gone from a massive question mark to 19th in the country in offensive rebounding rate.
Mhm.
And now defensively, they're still not great. Defensively, they're actually through these 4 games, they're actually 2 spots worse nationally than they were last year in defensive rebounding. So I would say like there's still work to be done to be elite, but offensively, we have not seen anything like this from Trey, and it's special. It really, to me, validates what we think this team can do this season if he's going to do this. Do you think it's here to stay?
Um, I look, is it here to stay to this level? I don't know. But I think there is, I think it's, I think like this, I think the improvement is here to stay, yes.
At minimum, it looks like the approach from him is even here to stay. Like
Right.
it's
So
a more direct,
it's
deliberate approach.
it is better than I thought. I'm here to say yes, it's going to be better than I anticipated it's going to be. Do I think it's going to be like it's looked the last 2 games? I don't know. I think that might be asking a little bit too much when you start going up against maybe some better front courts. But I think the approach and the mentality is for sure here to stay, and that is a hashtag Purdue positive.
It is back-to-back Ken Palm MVPs for Mr. Kaufman-Renn. And I think we've made it clear we've started both the recaps on TKR's performance these last 2 games because he's been special. Alongside him, Oscar Clough, I think best performance from him in a Purdue uniform yet. And he had a Ken Palm MVP against Oakland. He had 14 points on 9 shot attempts in this game, 14 rebounds as well. This is what you thought you were getting from Clough as a rebounder. For what it's worth, he is third in the country in offensive rebounding rate right now. That's pretty amazing. Let me check where TKR actually is real quick. TKR, well, geez, for whatever reason, TKR is not registering in the Ken Palm player rankings. Maybe he's too small of a sample size,
Yeah, do you need maybe you need
more than 2 games.
more
But
than 2 games, possibly?
Clough's the third best offensive rebounder in the country right now. TKR is 1% better on the offensive boards than Clough.
Who's first, Merkovich?
But I'd have to look.
Oh,
Look, yeah, I can't pull that up easily accessible. But Clough, this seems sustainable from him too, right? This was kind of just a back against a mid-major opponent and doing what he does best.
yeah, and I think in the first couple games, it was like, okay, these are the games we expect Clough to be able to rebound to this level because that's the type of competition that he was playing at his previous stop, right? But I think in 2 straight games, you have seen him be really good on the offensive glass, be really good on the defensive glass as well. And combining that with TKR and his new approach to rebounding, it seems, I think it's a very formidable rebounding front court, a really good one. And I think this is the vision that you had when you added Clough. And just even from a visual standpoint, too, because my main concern with Clough was a guy that might be doubting himself after those first couple games. It's not going as well as he wants it to. And it feels weird to even say that because, like, yeah, he had 14 and 9 against Oakland, right? And he had 9 and 10 against Evansville, but just visually seemed like a guy that was maybe a little bit like trying to figure things out. The rebounding's not working like he kind of expected it to. Maybe it was even us being too critical of him because he was able to rebound a little bit in those games. But I think it's a guy who I think is starting to get comfortable, starting to get comfortable, doing what he does best, and also doing what I'm asking of a Purdue big, catch ball, dunk ball. Love that
Yeah.
from Oscar, by the way. That's how you go up and you take the rim down with you. I love everything about that. Um, Also, that one Braden dime to end the half was nasty, and that's how you get on that rim, Oscar. Oi, oi, mate. It's special.
Yeah, he's also just he looks more comfortable. Like I don't know if it's just getting his feet underneath him. Maybe it really is the return of TKR. But in general, I feel like Clough is understanding where he needs to be on a possession by possession basis and how to affect the game in between all of this. I will say I think that's something we underestimated coming from a spot where last year he was the focal point, the best player. he almost always knew like, oh, this is my team. I can figure out what I'm gonna do to lead us. Going from that to like, how do I fit on the court next to two All-Americans and a shooting guard that started in a national title game 48 months ago?
Mm.
Probably a bigger adjustment than we realized. Like, when Adam Banks went from the Ducks to the Hawks, he had to figure out how to fit into some skaters, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's not always snap your fingers. And I feel like 4 games in, Clough is looking more comfortable in that regard.
yeah, and it's a massive, I think a massive development for Purdue because I think that in a world where he was maybe lacking confidence, you'd want like Daniel Jacobson to kind of take over that spot. And I think Clough brings a level of just kind of baseline to what he can do at that spot.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Braden, 16 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 2 steals, 4 for 12 from the floor. Do we want to do the honorary Braden one-liner after this one?
What's that?
Well, it was a great game, but yeah, I left a lot out there. A couple shots could have gone in, but other
Can
than
I do,
that, it was
can,
great.
can I do my Braden impression? Can you hit me with the what do you want to do better that game?
Yeah, what'd you think, Braden? You were great.
Yeah, I mean 100%. I just think that I just need to, figure out how to get some more rebounds. But obviously Trey wants to rebound now, and so does Oscar. So I ain't got enough out there for me, which we do need to discuss, by the way. I'm not Braden anymore. This is me being selfish. New TKR and new Clough. Not a lot of rebounds left over. How are we supposed to get a trip dub?
Yeah, I think the triple double days are dead. I think last year was the year for that. So,
Okay, well,
see.
there's some of us who have predictions on the line with points on the line, and I need my bigs to rebound like last year for
Well,
my own personal gain.
I don't think anyone in Purdue Nation's rooting for that.
Yeah, well, I'm selfish.
Yeah. Masterful passing performance, just more of the same of what we've come to expect from Braden at this point. It looked like to me, this game was out of hand, right? It got to 26, like I said, and Omer was giving them really good minutes. We'll talk about Omer in just a moment, but he checked out. I want to say with like 10 minutes left. Braden only played 27 minutes, same as TKR in this game. That's the low this season. Let's see the last time Braden played 27 minutes in a Purdue game. He had 2 games last season below 30. That's crazy. He had 27 and 26 minutes. So this is basically the absolute low bar for how much Braden Smith you'll see on the floor in a Purdue game. It looked like they were content to let like the bench rock and then got a little dicey late. Omer made a couple iffy decisions after looking stellar. And then all of a sudden they send Braden back in to, I think, end up getting back up to 10 assists.
Hmm.
I'm going to ask him this point blank. Was he chasing the record there late? Did he come back into the game in a 20-point blowout to get a few more garbage time assists? I'm okay with it if so, but do you think that's what happened here?
Yes. Yes, it's 100% what happened. It's 100% what should happen as well. There's a certain baseline we need to hit against the Akrons of the world. Honestly, I think we came under the bar a little bit in this one.
Yeah, in a normal work share here, this could have been a 12 to 13 assist night for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Can I ask one more? Let's pretend we don't have a podcast with Braden Smith question.
Yeah. Hmm.
When are the shots going to start to fall?
I don't know.
They're gonna.
I mean, they're gonna, but I can't tell you when they're gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Looks are. I have no. Here's the thing. Like looking back to Braden early on, I had issues with the looks. Like I thought, like what I'm saying, the fading, the mid range. I had trouble with the looks. I like the looks. I just think they're gonna go in. That's the thing. They're gonna go
Yeah.
in. I have no doubts about it.
It's not like way off from last year. By the way, he's shooting 40% from three, which is better than he shot last year. I do think his volume could be upped from three because he's down 1.1 threes per game right now in terms of attempts.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, 40% from the floor on the season is the lowest mark of his career right now. Again, not diabolically bad. It's not like he's shooting 30%. We're like, when are the shots going to go in? But we're just like realistically used to a more efficient version of him than this. I
Yeah.
would I would think it's only a matter of time.
You have his numbers up, don't you?
I do.
Okay. I'd like to know what Braden's averaging So I feel like right now we feel like Braden's not even playing to his ceiling.
He's averaging 17.8 points, 8.5 assists, 4.8 rebounds on
Ooh,
40% from the floor and 40% from three.
for sure. There's conversations amongst the masses on what this dude is.
Yeah, I mean, just a special, special player.
Yeah.
I
And this is without my running point podcast hat on. Just, just accept it, man. Just accept. Life will be easier too. That's the thing. Life, just accept it.
Yeah, so I got to take prediction theory. I think he's going to shoot 80% in the Bahamas. I think this is like the whoa, all the shots are going in 2 day stretch in the Bahamas this week.
And we'll come up with like Beach Braden merch.
Like he gonna come home really tan,
Yeah,
and
like we're gonna have the running point episodes and be like, "Oh, so you want to talk about the game?" No. So did you go down the slide with Jay Billis, or did Jay Billis just stand at the end and like wait for you to go down the slide? And
yeah,
TKR doesn't do slides, right? Because he doesn't do things above 25 feet.
exactly. Okay, one more Braden question. Kind of feels weird, honestly. The more we talk through this, feels weird because we're like I'd rather just wait to ask him these questions. This is weird. Last year we would do like 45 minutes on Braden Smith on recaps. Now I'm like, should we save this for later in the week? But I digress. His Bull Bowen move. You know what I mean by the Bull Bowen move?
The drive, spin back middle, pumpy, lean. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, lesser point guards, lesser friends of the show might be accused of foul baiting.
Mm-hmm.
If they did that,
Mm-hmm.
against Bull Bowen, big spot, get to the line. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Zips, in a game you're up 20 most of the game,
Mm-hmm.
where you could kind of get whatever you wanted. He pulled that move like 3 or 4 times this game again.
Yeah.
Do we think that's here to stay? And is just asking you, as someone whose point guard and my point guard both do this endlessly and
Mm-hmm.
get accused of being bad for the game,
Mm-hmm.
is our favorite point guard foul baiting?
Hold on a second here. Hey Siri, what's 365 times 3? 1,095. Spend 1,095 days playing next to Fletcher Lawyer and tell me if you don't pick up a thing or two. That's all that is right there. Like you spend enough time, you're gonna pick up some things here and there. I will say unethical though. It's a wee bit we don't need to do that.
it's new, I think. And against Bama, it was like, oh, we got to get to the line. We got to win this game. I want to be clear. Maybe it's literally just personal bias, but like I mind it a lot less from Braden because he's really good, and even the way he does it is like a little more creative and fun than the way our point guards do it.
Oh, that is
Well,
oh
I'm saying,
that
like at
that
bare
is crazy
card
glaze.
at bare minimum, the pump is nice. The pump is nice. The pump fake is nice.
Okay. So you saw your horses, young man.
The pump fake is nice. Okay. Our
Yeah.
point guards don't have to pump fake card.
Well, it's cra well. Here's what the thing that makes it unethical with our point guards is people are biting on pump fakes for shots that can't go in. Like, why are
Right.
you biting on that?
Right.
You're guarding Braden. You gotta actually jump.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, I did not expect the Bull Bowen jump into a guy to like show up 3 more times in this game. That's all I'm saying. And I'm wondering if we're going to see that like every game this year because I don't think he's done it much in his career before this year. It might be something he genuinely feels like he added this offseason, which if so is going to make him even more annoying and harder to deal with. But I think we got to ask him. I think we got to be like, can we call this foul baiting? Like, what is
Top
it?
five pump fakes in the sport. Go.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Omer.
Handsome.
Woo! Great Omer game. What'd you see?
I think just I it's hard not to do big picture stuff But I find it extreme. Actually, what? First of all, let me take that back. It's so easy to do big picture things. I love doing big picture things. Give me a 23-minute sample size. I'll big picture the shit out of you. Um, with CJ and Jakari playing the way they are, I find it hard to believe that as this moves forward, we're just gonna get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to it just being Omer as the guy who is kind of in that spot.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think he's as bad as a defender as people make out to seem. I think he's a better shooter, passer, scorer than the other two options.
It hasn't been super noticeable at all defensively, any issues for me, which is good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do with CJ. CJ led the spot in minutes again, but like CJ's just not doing a lot out there right now, is he?
Hmm.
Like again, we still know what CJ is. We know he's a Big Ten caliber player. I don't mean to even come on here and question that at all, but he's not giving Big Ten caliber production at all. Like it's just not there. Jakari, I thought he had the highlight steal, and I honestly thought he was going to smoke the layup, given his
Yeah,
layup.
I feel like that killed the yip, so that was good.
That's good. Now we think Jakari can make layups again. But Jakari's got 13 points on the season through 4 games. He's shooting 25% from three. Like at a certain point, you are what your production is.
Hmm.
And just being extremely point blank about this, good CJ and good Jakari games, we've seen those through a year, right? A year in the beginning of the season. We've seen what they look like. For
Hmm.
CJ, it looks like he catches fire and makes all the shots. A good CJ game,
And rebounds. He rebounds well in his good games.
he can rebound well too, but also that's less of a need on this team, right? So
Yep.
CJ has now kind of, the way I frame a good CJ game is a guy who is like a 3 points a game scorer goes for 13.
Hmm.
That's a good CJ game. You're hoping for a 25% chance that that happens. I think a good Jakari game, honestly, is similar. And it also comes with like, oh, bad shooter starts to make shots. And I don't mean to frame him as a bad shooter because I think he can make shots, but in his basketball career, he hasn't been a capable shooter at Purdue. So I don't know what you do. Like if you're rolling the dice on those guys, are you basically just like yeah, these limited guys that aren't scoring, aren't making shots, are going to do it once every 3 games, and then that's a really fun, exciting game. On the flip side, you have this totally different version of what a good Omer game looks like, right? A good Omer game is not just does he make his shots tonight. A good Omer game, the ball moves better. You can run the offense through him. You can generate Braden some easier shots than he has to work for himself. Like he's capable of affecting the game in more ways, I think. And you still got to figure out like is it clunky because you don't want to take the ball out of Braden's hands that much.
Hmm.
But at this point like you tell me what your eyes say. I don't really question if Omer's a worse shooter than Jakari or CJ. Like isn't he at least as good of a shot maker as those guys while simultaneously being way better with the handle, way better passer? And all you're really giving up is like marginal defensive stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I think you're just gonna inch closer and closer towards that realization. That's the thing.
Is that what Purdue fans should be rooting for?
Well, I think this is gonna be split because we have two strong battles going against each other. That's the thing. We have oh, this is what we do. We develop sophomores crowd. Then we have the Omer Meyer Hive crowd going one on one with each other. So is it sophomore leap or is it Omer?
What do you think the majority of Purdue fans are rooting for?
In all honesty, I might be out of touch with Purdue's fan base. It's for Shakari and CJ.
It's the sophomore league.
It's a sophomore leap, and we'll look at year two for Omer. They're
Yeah.
not really. I feel like no one is really invested in this year with Omer. It's always like, oh, next year, next year.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I would just say, regardless of how it plays out, again, I think it can be all three. You can alternate, whatever. Um, feel really good about what Omer Meyer PG1 next year looks like. Like it
Yeah.
looks an awful lot like the way he was passing in this game, running pick and roll. He had a couple like thread the needle bounce passes to short rolls. Like that dude's just good. He's a hooper cart. You can tell. It's fun.
Good at basketball.
Yeah, very, very good at basketball. Quick hitters on anything else. Daniel Jacobson, another game where I thought Clough outplayed him. However, DJ heard my wish list asking for some blocks. He got four of those in this game. If this is going to be like the result from the five spot, it's an A plus, right? If DJ is the clearly second best center on a night where he gives you 9 points, a made three, and four blocks,
Hmm.
aren't you like so ecstatic as a Purdue fan with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll take that. You'll take that 10 times out of 10.
And this works, right? He can settle in as the backup and do the splashy Daniel Jacobson things while Clough is the every possession big monster mountain man.
And I think that changed too, because I feel like a lot of people thought that the ceiling would be Jacobson is the guy that comes across as like the starting center.
Yeah. Hand up, I
And,
did.
and yeah, that changed. Also, it's 10 out of 10 for everybody else, 7 out of 10 for me.
For
Jacobson.
this was a 7 out of 10 Daniel Jacobson
Yep.
performance.
Hmm.
Okay.
It was at 10. Subtracted a point for every ball I thought should have been dunked.
You want more dunks. Why do you think he is not dunking the basketball when he could?
I don't know, it pisses me off. And the thing is, I tried to DM Coach Brantley. He didn't answer.
Yeah.
Also, fair, really fair. But like all I want is I want 7 seconds with Jacobson. And I just want to step up to him, poke him in the chest 3 times, and be like, dunk the ball. And then he'll probably slap me, and I'll be fine with that. But I just want to be like, dunk the ball.
He's way too nice to slap you. Way too nice to slap you. You can
That's
tell.
exactly why he's not dunking the ball.
That's what I'm saying. He's too nice.
Okay. They win a title. A title. Nets get cut if Daniel Jackson gets attacked this year.
I think Daniel Jacobson would apologize for cutting the net if he had to cut the net right now. Like he's too polite, which is why he's the backup center on this team. We got to work on the mean streak with DJ, and I think we can.
Well, someone get in there.
You feel like this is such an easy fix.
Someone's got to get in there.
All right, we'll work on it. He's got
And I'm
time to
too far,
develop.
and I'm too far away, and I have a child, so I can't. But someone has to.
Oscar Clough's been amazing. I think Daniel Jacobson has time to learn how to be mean on the
That's the thing.
basketball court.
Oscar needs to beat me. He's probably like, a good game, mate.
Probably so.
He needs to be like, dunk the fucking ball, mate.
Maybe we just tell Braden. Let's just tell Braden to yell at the 7'4"
That's my one question. Here's my question. Outside of snacks today, can you yell at Daniel to dunk the ball?
You should, you know how people send like daily affirmation type things? You should just send Braden a daily one-liner to say to Daniel Jacobson.
I'm gonna send it. Hopefully, like Daniel can book me as like a cameo. It's only $1, by the way. You can book me for $1 on Cameo, by the way. And I'm just gonna say, Daniel, dunk the ball, and he just repeats it every morning.
Such a bad use of $1. Last thing before we get out of here from Purdue, step back Jack. Jackie B, as I like to call him.
Hmm.
Really empty minutes. 13 minutes, 0 points, 0 for 2 from the floor, 2 rebounds, 1 foul. This is the second straight Jack Benter game in which he failed to score. He's played 19 minutes. He only played 6 against Bama. They really didn't trust him in that game. He was great in the first 2 bye games, starting in place of TKR. He was amazing. Now that he is back in the role that he's going to play, being the backup for spot minutes, he's really struggling to do anything of impact on the court. Are
Yeah,
you worried about it? Even if you're not worried about it, do you think this is likely to continue being a trend for him in his minutes this year?
I think so. I'm not worried about it. I think that is. I think it's just it's it's his role. It's what he needs to do for this team. If he gives you anything, you feel great about it. If he doesn't, he's Jack Benter, your backup four, and as long as you're getting production on TKR, it doesn't really matter what he does. In all honesty, was Liam Murphy hurt?
Liam Murphy was listed as out with an
Okay,
injury in this game.
all right.
If
I was
he
watching the
is,
game on mute, so I didn't like hear anything about it, but I was wondering why he got a DNP.
If Murphy is back available, should he be getting a shot at the expense of what Jack Benter's done in the last 2 games?
Yes.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
I think he's like the win now guy you brought here. And if
Mhm.
Benter's not going to attempt or make shots, then you've got to give him a shot.
100%. Yep.
So, okay. All right. Just something to monitor. I think we agree it doesn't really change the needle for Purdue at all. So,
Good win.
but you hope Benter plays better. Good win, Purdue. Congrats. Made light work of Akron. You wanted to rank them number one after this game. Spoiler alert on the Sleepers Pod. We go through who should be the top 10. You wanted Purdue number one. Do you want to say some words on that quickly?
I just thought that win at Alabama was extremely impressive, and new Purdue is fixing everything that I thought. This current version of Purdue is fixing the things that I thought they lacked.
Yeah. If they're going to rebound this well, it's hard to argue.
Yeah.
This was
So,
the whole vision when they built this team.
yeah, monitoring. That's all it is.
We just thought it would be Clough doing it, not Clough and TKR doing it.
Right. Trey Kaufman rebound.
Scary times.